In today's lesson, you'll learn to use a for loop to easily repeat a block of code a set number of times. Each loop will use an index with an initial value, a condition for the maximum value, and a specified amount to be increased or decreased each time through the loop. The index itself will be used within the loop to generate the words of a counting song, 10 Little Chocolates. Hi, I'm Annette Gottland. I'm the author of the Do-It-Yourself Java Games books. I teach Java programming through creating games. Welcome to the video version of my books. We're currently in the Text Games video series, TG, the first of 4 types of games series. The focus of this series is to cover the fundamentals of Java programming. No previous programming experience is required. You'll learn how, when, and why Java programs are written the way they are. This series has 16 projects. We're currently working on the 11th project, TG11, 10 Little Chocolates. In this project, we'll write the words to a more socially acceptable version of an old children's song that teaches counting from 1 to 10, then backwards again, like this. This is lesson TG11.1, where you'll learn to program for loops. This project uses the MyWindow superclass created in Project TG8 Calculator. If you haven't done so already, please go back to TG8 to create the MyWindow project and the MyWindow class with its 3 prompt methods. In this lesson, you'll write the words to the 10 Little Chocolates song to count forwards and backwards using the very useful for loops. I consider for loops to be one of the most powerful tools in Java programming and use them extensively in the programs I write. Exercise 1. Create the 10 Little Chocolates project, package, and class. Pause the video if you need more time in any of these exercises. If you want to see how I would complete any of the listings, please refer to the completed listings at the end of this video. First, create a new Java project named 10 Little Chocolates and add MyWindow and DIYjava.jar to the class path of the project. Hint: MyWindow is a Java project. DIYjava.jar is an external jar file. To add the MyWindow project, click the Projects tab, click Class Path and Add, then select MyWindow. To add the DIYjava.jar external jar file, click the Libraries tab, click Class Path, and click Add External Jar. Next, create a new package with a unique name. I named mine Annette.Gottland.10LittleChocolates. Then create a new class named 10 Little Chocolates with superclass MyWindow and with a stub for main and its constructors. And finally, add code to main to call the 10 Little Chocolates constructor. Run it. What happened? It should have opened the DIY window with no contents. Let's create our first for loop. Exercise 2. Create a for loop. Add code in the constructor exactly as shown to print the first 4 lines of the song. Run it. What happened? It should have printed the first 4 lines of the song, 1 little, 2 little, 3 little chocolates. The next 4 lines of the song are supposed to be 4 little, 5 little, 6 little chocolates. Exercise 3. Add another for loop. What do you think you should use in the for statement to print the next lines of the song? Run it. What happened? It should have printed the next 4 lines of the song, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little chocolates. By now you can probably guess how to write the code to print the next 5 lines of the song. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little chocolates, 10 little chocolate bars. Exercise 4. Write the next loop yourself. Print the next 5 lines of the song. Run it. What happened? It should have printed the next 5 lines as expected, ending with 10 little chocolate bars. The song continues by counting down the number of chocolates. The next 4 lines should be 10 little, 9 little, 8 little chocolates. Exercise 5. A decreasing for loop. What do you think you need in the for loop to tell it to start counting at 10, stop before it reaches 7, and subtract 1 from the counting variable each time? Run it. What happened? It should have printed the next 4 lines of the song. Let's finish the song, getting all the way back down to just 1 little chocolate bar. The rest of the song goes like this: 7 little, 6 little, 5 little chocolates, 4 little, 3 little, 2 little chocolates, 1 little chocolate bar. Exercise 6. Finish the last 2 for loops. Add the rest of the code to finish the remaining 9 lines of the song. Run it. What happened? It should have printed the entire song, counting up to 10 little chocolates, then counting back down to 1 little chocolate. Exercise 7. Export your program. Export your 10 little chocolates program if you want to run it without Eclipse or share it with someone else. Refer to TG11.1 Export a Program for a demonstration on how to export any of the games in these videos. Key points and more. For loops. Use a for loop to repeat a block of code a set number of times. A for loop will repeat a block of code until a condition is met, much the same as a while loop repeats a block of code. But for loops are different from while loops because you also declare an integer, an index, for the loop and how much to change that index each time through the loop. The index for the loop can be used within the block of code. The index for the for loop can have any valid variable name. However, if the integer doesn't represent anything more than a counter, programmers usually name it I. I stands for index. The index of a for loop can start at any valid integer and be modified by regular Java code. It is usually modified with an increment or decrement operator. The condition of a for loop can be any valid condition you would normally put in an if statement. The condition is usually compared with a minimum or maximum value. Upcoming lessons will demonstrate how a for loop may have multiple indexes, each incremented differently, and complex conditions. Here are the completed listings for all the exercises in this video. This was the only lesson in the 10 Little Chocolates project. You should now feel comfortable writing the code for loops, which will be used in many different ways in many of the upcoming games. In the next project, Word Scramble, you'll create a word scramble puzzle. The program will scramble the letters in a list of words for the user to try to unscramble. In writing that game, you'll learn many new Java programming concepts and techniques, including comments, arrays, print to the console, more string methods, and static methods.